but they do not want your A plus game in corporate America. They do not. And Kyle Richards is a great example. She's a great, other than Teresa, I think Kyle is probably the set. I think truly will go on to the sword for this. I think Kyle is the second most protected housewife in the whole franchise right now. Teresa's number one, and I think Kyle is number two. Kyle never goes to 100. Never. You'll never see her do what Rinna does. She does just enough. And she's also producing the damn show right before our very eyes. When she's sitting there and she's saying to Sutton, like, about your, miscarriage and this and Diana, that has nothing to do with Kyle. Kyle is there she's not there to be nosy. She's there to move the damn show along because Diana don't know how to do it and Sutton don't know how to do it as well. So like Kyle is not only producing right in front of us, like she does not go really low. She goes low. And she doesn't go really high. She'll never be fired. She's like perfect. And that's very few people. I think Rinna did this to herself. I think they encouraged it. I think just like with Dorinda, I think they're like, you go, girl, here's all the rope. It's sad to me in a way. She did this to herself. Now, I'm not sitting here feeling sorry for Rinna, but yeah, you're right. They don't want the outliers. It became too much. And look, I think it was a phone call and Andy. No, I don't believe getting into your second point. I don't believe anything. I think Lisa Rinna is so, I think she's second at this game, maybe third, because we got to give Kyle credit, maybe Bethany first, but like, I think Rinna's so good at this job. I think she knew, I think she put the thing out there about the $2 million on purpose. I think now listen, I don't think it has anything to do with the money. I don't think if they said, here's $1.4 million, she would have stayed. She was fired. She was like, they let her make a statement. I don't think she asked for $2 million. And I think that she just put that out there as like, and it was a rumor. She didn't put it out there. So she could say, bravo, I didn't say that. And I also don't think this has anything to do with Kathy Hilton and her half-assed ultimatum, because Erica Jane is still going to be on the show. I hate to break it to everyone. So I don't think they're afraid of Kathy and they wanted her back. No. I think this is truly like who is going to watch this show if we're talking about bots and racist bots and a woman, that got so unhinged. They're not. They need each season to be different. Each season has to be different. That is what they want. Remember Poppygate? Remember that? Remember each season has to feel different of all of these shows. And when it doesn't, that's when people get really bored. And I think even though they had the ratings, I think it would have been by episode 4 boring as fuck if it was Rinna and EJ and Kyle versus Garcelle and Sutton, and nobody's head could be cut off. Got to cut off the head of the snake. The only way to make this a new, fresh show is Rinna. And maybe they have one off season, but it's leading into something. I think Jersey might have some growing pains with these two new girls. But like remember when Margaret was new? Remember when Jen ate it and
I know who fits right in now.
I mean, so it's like you forget those transition. I think this is going to be a transition year for Beverly Hills. And there's 0%. Like, can you imagine if Dorinda Medley stayed on that show? She would have eaten up no matter who came in, Leah, Abby, whoever it was. It would have been Dorinda. She's so powerful and overpowering. Rinna is like the Dorinda of now. I think Dorinda has paused and she's learned. I mean, I don't know. Girls Trip. She had some moments there, girl. But like, there's nothing they could have done to change this show with other than Rinna. It's like, that is why I said it week 2 and week 7. And I saw it. I'm so upset. I'm mad at nobody but myself. This isn't about me. I know I'm making it about me, but I got it to be honest to this audience. That's who it's about. I got to stick to my gut when I know something is right.
Well,
you have got me riled up, Sarah Fraser.
Well, believe me, I'm on your train because David Yontef is wise. Let me tell you guys. And
then Brandi, do you want me to answer? Yeah, go on.
No, I agree with everything you say. It's why I will never be a TV executive, because I am very much attracted to personalities in real life that don't behave the way that they're, supposed to. I love people that do it on their own. I mean, I'm just curious. I'm curious, like, what Rinna was thinking, because it was interesting. Rinna kind of wanted them to fire her. It seemed like, I don't know if that was reverse psychology or, but she's so smart and she's reinvented so many times. I wonder if maybe she and Harry just do have so much money now and the girls are off to a great modeling start that she just doesn't care. I don't know. Why do you think? I mean, she's a smart woman. She must have known she was becoming unhinged, but she seemed like, giving everybody the finger at BravoCon and
I
saying,
don't
fire me, put me on pause.
look, I mean, it's an interesting concept. I don't think they have enough money. I don't really. I mean, you and I mean, I'm in LA now. I'm in
Look,
Beverly Hills. Like you see the
never alone.
houses and yeah. And like Rinna, do I think Rinna, I don't care what anyone says, is in a different class. Like when you get into, you saw at Sutton's, and we'll talk about that next about, we didn't get the exclusivity, news did. And like, this is just a tough town. And like, say what you want, but like Rinna, Garcelle, they are above the show. They have something outside of the show. They do, whether you like Rinna or not. Rinna can get booked on E. You guys don't realize like how it is. Like we might love these housewives. Dorit Kemsley cannot just call up Access Hollywood and say, I want to speak to you. It doesn't work that way. Nicole Kidman, sure. Does she have an exclusive? Does Julia Roberts have something to say today? Brad Pitt? Wait, Shawn Mendes? I guarantee you they want them. But so it's like Rinna does have clout in this town outside, but she doesn't have a shitload of money. I mean, she's not starving to death, but no, I think the way her and Harry live, that there's not tons and tons of money there. She's good, doing well. She's an actress. She's working, Sarah. She don't know where her next job is coming from, although she got a movie role. I don't believe it. I mean, listen, I agree with you. I hear you. You got to wonder, because she's so, in one breath, I'm saying she dropped this thing about 2 million. She is really smart. Like, so look, one of two things is true here. Either this was her master plan.
Oh, I'd love to know the real.
Or yeah, she became unhinged. She just became unhinged. I really thought I think it's the second, but I understand what you're saying with the first. She's really a mastermind. Maybe.
Yeah, and I did kind of think that bringing her back, I thought, and again, maybe this conversation happened, but I would have thought Andy and the Bravo team would have sat her down and said, okay, this is super toxic. Like, we need you to, even like, I would have even like not brought Rinna in for the first like 3 or 4 episodes. Like almost like Rinna's taking a rehab, even like beyond everybody else, like doing some therapy about her mom, and then kind of comes in with a new, I'm just saying, like, this is hypothetical, comes in with a new attitude, and maybe there's some other stuff coming out about, I don't know who, I mean, because I'm like, what are they going to use for a storyline now? Last year we had Dorit and PK broken into, Dorit's PK's DUI. I mean, then of course everything in Aspen, which turned out to be nothing. But I don't know. I guess I thought they would have at least tried to give her a season to rehab herself and get over the loss of Lois, because we all know that was like major. And I don't know. I'm just wondering if they ever had a sit down with her and said, okay, if you'd come back in this capacity, you could come back.